Hello, I'm Cristina Mitre, journalist and author of the Beauty Mail blog. Welcome to my podcast, where every week I will chat with top experts in health and wellness so we can learn together how to thrive and enjoy a better life. She started out in cosmetics because her skin was oily. She suffered from acne. And she immediately realized that the products she was sold not only did not help, but also worsened her problem. She worked as a shop assistant in the 70s and was fired for refusing to sell Miracle's pore tightening products. She studied, specialized, and became a beauty journalist. This was the start of her revolution. In 1993, she began formulating, and in 1995, launched her own cosmetic brand, Paula's Choice, with honesty and scientific evidence as the hallmark of each of her products. Today, almost 70 years old, Paula Begoun is one of the outstanding names in the world of beauty. If you're using retinol or niacinamide, it is almost certainly thanks to her. If I say alpha-hydroxy acid, and you know what that is without having studied chemistry, it is due to her. She changed everything.
I've spent my career trying, helping to educate women around that, and men for that matter, but men just don't care as much as women do. There's some basics. I think that probably at the head of the list is that whatever you do for skincare, if you're not using a sunscreen rated SPF 30 or greater 365 days a year and the bad rays of the sun come through windows, then you're doing nothing. It's kind of like smoking a cigarette and thinking, well, if I eat a healthy diet, I won't get emphysema or destroy my lungs. Just doesn't work that way. Your skincare can never keep up with the damage you're causing from unprotected sun exposure. Skincare products cannot repair that kind of constant damage from unprotected sun exposure. The other thing is to never do anything that irritates the skin. So all of the research around skincare health, anti-aging, anti-skin disorders, acne, rosacea, eczema, is all about anti-inflammatory. Anything you do that inflames the skin, ages it, causes collagen to break down, destroys the barrier, hurts it actually damages DNA, damages the actual DNA structure of skin. And everything that irritates the skin ranges from, obviously sun damage, pollution, hot water, cold water. There's this whole myth on the internet these days about icing skin.
Today, with Paula Begoun, we are going to talk about cosmetic ingredients, scientific evidence, honest expectations, and misleading claims. And of course, Paula is going to give us a bunch of tips to improve our skincare routines. Hello, Paula Begoun. Welcome to my podcast.
Hello. I'm glad to be here with your podcast.
It's such a pleasure to have you. So thank you for taking the time.
My pleasure.
It's a great honor to have you in my podcast. So Paula, let's go back to the past. You started your cosmetics career back in 1977. Could we travel back in time with you? That's my age.
I'm so old. Yeah, 70s. Is that when you were born? Or 1980 something? Yeah, 77 is when I started as a makeup artist. Really, how old was I? I guess it was 1974, 75. It's how I sent myself through school, through university. I was pretty good at makeup. That was just a skill set I had. I had acne, very bad acne as a girl, as a teenager, and nothing worked. Nothing I used ever helped my skin. And, thankfully my parents let me wear makeup. So for some reason, I just was able to reproduce any makeup design I saw in a fashion magazine. So I got work doing makeup. I got work in department stores, but I always would get fired from department stores because the salesperson would say, sell this product saying it closed pores. And I would say, if it closed pores, who would have open pores? Somebody, sell this product saying it gets rid of wrinkles. And I would say, well, then why do you have wrinkles? That didn't fly. I mean, I was gone very fast. And so I stayed being a makeup artist for a long time. And then I went on to, I was a reporter. I had, that kind of time in my life as a reporter in Seattle. I moved to the Seattle area. And then I went on to write about the cosmetics industry, all my frustration with the cosmetics industry and what I had learned from researching the industry. And I actually didn't think I would stay in the cosmetics industry. It didn't occur to me that was the career path I would take. But every time I turned around, something else crazy was going on in the cosmetics industry, and it just became a passion. So I started writing my books, and first one was published in 1984. Went on the Oprah Winfrey Show. Well, I went on the Oprah Winfrey Show many times, but the first time sold a whole lot of books. And then I think I wrote about 7 more books. And I thought I didn't want to write any more books because it was hell writing books. I mean, the last book I wrote before I started my own skincare line was 700 pages. And I wrote that all by myself. And so in 1993, I started formulating products for Paula's Choice Skincare and launched on the internet in 1995.
Because
and here we are.
Actually, your background is in science. You study science.
I studied science. Actually, not cosmetic science. I was actually majoring in neurology and biology. But anytime I was at the library, I was in the dermatology section. I was in the chemistry section. I was just too focused because I didn't graduate in neurology because I couldn't stay focused on neurology. I had a passion for anything to do with skin. It started out where I just wanted to solve my own skincare problems. And then it just became, I didn't want anyone else to go through what I went through, struggling with skincare, struggling with products that didn't do what they say, products that not only didn't do what they say, made my skin worse. And then it just took over. Yeah, it just took over my life. It still takes over. I mean, I should be retired by now. I'm going to be 70 next year, and I'm still not retired. So I don't know that that'll ever happen.
People can't see it, but you've got an amazing skin. I'm seeing you through Zoom, and I can't believe you're turning 70. I mean, your skin is just, it glows. It glows through the screen.
Wouldn't it be terrible if you were talking to a skincare, person and they had terrible, really, it would not be good.
You
but thank you. That's sweet of you to say.
You've got amazing skin. So, back in 1977, the FDA, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, finalized the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act. So from then on, it was a mandatory requirement.
Changed my career.
Yeah, it was a mandatory requirement for all cosmetics to include a complete list of ingredients printed on the product packaging and presented in the sending order or content. However, 45 years have passed, Paula, and consumers are still very confused. And I guess they're
not going to get unconfused. First of all, just to be clear, when the United States changed that labeling law, the next country to change it wasn't until the 90s when Australia changed it. The EU didn't change it, I think, until the late 2000s, like 2009 or 2000. Not late 2000s, but in the, 2000 something. I can't exactly remember the dates. So when I was doing my research, even just in